Recording is on. Okay, so I have started the recording as well, and now I am logging to the CentOS 7 that on which we have installed Docker yesterday. So Docker is already installed on it. Okay, so I think Docker is working fine over here. So today I want to show you one command. Actually, yesterday we have covered a lot about the container, means how to run a container and how to run a container with a specific version of image, and how to run it in a detached mode. Okay. Today I want to show you about some two or three flags, more flags that we can use with container, and then we will go to the uh, image part. Okay, so first of all I will run a Nginx container. Okay, so let's just revise the yesterday lesson. So first is the Docker, and then I want to run a container, so Docker run, and then I want to run it in the background, so -d, that is detached mode, and I want to give it a name. I can give any name like new Nginx container. Okay, so I'm just writing cont, and then uh, there is one option like if this container stopped, okay, or failed. So what should the Docker do? Means Docker daemon. What should that Docker daemon do? Okay, so we can give a command like if this Docker failed, then what should daemon do? So we can specify something like start Docker, restart the Docker if failed. So there are multiple options. So if I just hit enter, okay, I have to run this docker run hyphen help, then I can show you how we can run a container with that flag. So this, that is a restart. So let me go up. So this is a restart hyphen restart policy to apply when a container exists exits. Okay, so by default this is not applied on any container, but if you want to restart automatically when it's exit, then you have to use this hyphen restart. And we have different options for restart, like restart on fail, restart on uh, if it is rebooted, your node is rebooted. Okay, so those option you can just search on the Google if needed. Otherwise the main that we mostly use for the that flag, that is, just give me 1 minute, let me just retype once. So mostly what we use is unless is stopped. Why? Means unless stopped means if the container is not stopped by um, our commands. Means if I explicitly stop any container, then don't restart. Okay, in other scenario, daemon has to restart our container. So have you got this point? Means let me repeat once again. Daemon will restart your container if you have not forcefully or explicitly stopped that container. In other scenario, it will restart that container. It will, when it will exit automatically, it will just restart it. Okay, but a situation where you want to perform some maintenance on the node and you forcefully stop that container, then if you have mentioned like hyphen hyphen restart stopped, then what happened? If you explicitly stop that container, then daemon will try to restart it, but you have forcefully means you want to stop it, but in that case you cannot do that. So we use this unless stopped, means if I have explicitly stopped that container, then don't restart. In other scenario, restart the container if it is exited. Okay, means if it is failed or exited or whatever, in instead of in a running state. Okay, so if it is down or if it is failed, if it is exited, try to restart it. And then the export of the port. So hyphen p to expose the port, and the first port number is of our host, okay, on which our container is going to run, and second port is the port on the container that we have exposed. And main this memory if I want to is give 500 MB memory. So sometimes it happens like, any container is chewing your RAM so much, means if your node has 1 GB 10 GB RAM, so due to some memory leak or something, your container will start chewing your resource. So to avoid that, we at least give a top limit, like, give a maximum how much amount, how much memory this container can use. Okay, and then there are multiple flags as well that I cannot show you all the uh, flags, but these are some important one. So this restart and this memory is more important. Okay, so let's hit enter. It will run. I think I have, it might be a typo somewhere. uh, okay, Docker. Okay, I forget to, what is the missing part over here? Someone can tell? Just unmute yourself and just let me know what I have missed in this command. Anyone can figure out? So, am I audible?
Yes, Sarabjit, we can hear you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Because I have put one question that what I have missed in this command. So actually, I got an error. So someone can tell me what is the missing part in this command?
It is no from my end, Sarabjit, because I joined. Just 1 or 2 minutes back. I was late, so
Okay,
I
okay.
didn't get exactly.
Yeah. So if someone can give the answer, then it will be fine. That I can understand. Like, yeah, you are getting the points. Okay. So no problem. Let me tell you that I want to run a container, and the main part is missing. Run. Okay. Docker run. Without that, I cannot run any container. So I missed that run part. Okay, so now if I hit enter, it will create one container with the name new Nginx container. Okay, so if I run docker ps, it will show that new Nginx container. Okay,
I think his screen is
so,
Sarabjit,
not
we
visible.
cannot see your screen.
Yes.
oh, sometimes it automatically, Now?
Now it's good.
Okay. So when I was asking the question at that time, are you able to see my screen or not?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So when I actually I missed this run flag over here. So when I use this, it worked fine. So right now we have one container with the name of new Nginx container. Okay. So just I want to this part I have missed yesterday in the container part. Other thing I have covered mostly all the thing I have covered yesterday. So let's go to the image part now. Okay. So first command is, first thing I want to know how many images are there in my on my system. So this command I have shown yesterday already. So this is docker image ls, okay, to list our images that we have locally. Okay, so we have two images, that is locally nginx and hello world. Okay, and then we want to perform some action like first these two images have pulled automatically when we have running any container with that image. It is pulled by the daemon. This means we have not pulled those images. So sometimes when we are creating our own image and we want to use a base image, at that time I means there is no use to run a container to download that image. I just want to download that image to use in to create my own docker file. So I want to pull it. Okay, so if you want to just pull any image, you can run docker pull and then image name. Okay, before that uh, one more command, that is docker search. Like I don't know about the image, so what should I do? So I can write docker search and then the image name mysql. So I know there is an image that is called mysql, but I don't know about the versions and all the things. Then I can just write docker search mysql. Okay, so you can see here MySQL description is MySQL is widely used open source relationship. Okay, and here you can see official is, okay, means this image is official image. Okay, and this MariaDB is also a official image. So if you want to search an image, you have to run docker search and then image name, and these are the different images, the same images that means it is these images will use the base image. Means I don't know how they have write the docker file, but just suppose means by default they have use a base image from these official image, and then they have created their own image. Okay, and put it on the hub.docker.com. So this is from circle ci. MySQL is the same thing, and a SQL MySQL container brought to you by Linux server. So this is from Ansible. So it might have a playbook. Okay, so the playbook is some different part. So just I want to show you, like if you want to search any image, you can search with docker search. And I want to pull this MySQL image. I don't want to run any container right now. I just want this MySQL locally on my system. So I want to pull it. So for that I have to run docker pull and then MySQL. So if I have not giving any tag, means at the end MySQL and then colon and then whatever the version is. So if I'm not giving that, then it will pull the latest version. Okay, you can see using default tag. Default tag is latest. So it will just pull the image, but it is not going to run any container. It will just pull the image. So whenever we are running any container, so in the background, if that image means if we are running any container with an image with MySQL, let's suppose we are using a MySQL image and directly I am running container with that image. So at that time what happened, the daemon will automatically pull that image and then it will run, because to run any container that image should be on your local machine. Okay, so got my point. Let me go to the next command, that is history. So if I want to check history of my image, so what about the history? Okay, so history means what is happening, means 4 weeks ago what are the changes has been made to this image. Okay, those things are shown over here. So these are the different layers. So we will talk about the layers as well. So layers is, one command that you can see. So whatever the one thing, it becomes as a layer. So in this layer they have created cmd mysql d. This is a daemon that is continuously going to run. Okay, this is the layer that is going to expose port 303006 to these two ports that is exposed. Okay, 3306 and 33060. So you can use multiple ports, you can expose with this command. You have to just give the space, and if you want a range like from 500 till 512, so you can write like this: expose like 5100, like 5100 to 5200. So I want to expose from 5100 to 5200 port on my container, then I have to use this hyphen. Okay, and one thing, just whenever you are not able to see my screen, just remind me, because sometimes it automatically stop that uh, sharing part. So just let me know. Okay, because I am there is no any thing that I can realize that my screen is shareable or not. Okay, so we have one entry point as well that we will discuss later. So expose and entry point is about the same thing, but there is some difference as well. So entry point is like, from where this image has to start. It is like that. And then there is some copy command that is copying some files to the some directory, and volumes with these are the volume part. So actually when we want to check like what is inside this image, so this is, you can use docker image history mysql. Okay, so let me show you my docker image history of hello world. Let's see what is there. So there you can see there is only two things. Okay, cmd slash hello, and then it has copied some file to the image. Okay, so when we pull this hello world, we have only two things. Okay, so if you want to show, if you want to see that, I can show you, but for that I think we need to remove the container, and that will take some time. So let's see what is there. Okay, two container is running with that image. So docker container, what is the command? Docker container and remove. I want to remove it, so I can just copy paste. Let me delete all the containers. So someone can tell me the command to delete all the containers that is in exit state.
We can put star after. I mean, we can suffix star after it.
Now, so yesterday I have told about one command, that is Docker prune. Okay. So if you want to delete all the containers that is not in running state, you can use Docker prune. Okay. So it is just to remind you, so don't take it otherwise. So I want to remove all the containers that is not running. Okay, so it has deleted this 1 2 3 4 containers. So you can see 1 2 3 4 containers are in stopped state. So those are deleted. Now the main thing I want to show you. So I want to show you hello world. When we pull the hello world, what happens? So you have seen, let me go ahead. Okay, so if I want to check the history of hello world, so there is only two history. Okay, it is about 10 months ago, means 10 months ago this is created. So when we pull any image, actually those layers has pulled in a one by one, and then it is extracted, and then it is uh, merged in our system. Okay, so if I remove this image, hello, but I'm just removing it. Again, I forgot one thing. I want to remove, so I have to use rm. Okay, so now you can see here deleted #1 and then this 2. So every image has some layers. So if there are multiple layers, it is recommended that your application should not have multiple layers in your image. Okay, if uh, actually it is a layered file system, so I will show you in deep when we are learn about the multi-layer image, and then we will tell you how to improve in our image, so that our image should be lighter, means it should not be very large file. Okay, so it has deleted two layers that it has. Okay, so here you can see in history we have two layers. One is command, that is slash hello, and that copy some file is going to copy on this image. Okay, so if I now pull that hello world, you will again see that two layer will pull from the hub.docker.com. Okay, using latest tag. So you can see pull complete. So this is showing only one hash. This is a hash file. So actually it showed multiple layers that is there in the system file system. Okay, and then we have the docker file now. So this is the simple command that we use daily with the image. So first let
It,
me
Sarab,
yes,
Sarab, Sarabjit.
yes,
Hello.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Sarabjit. Sorry for interrupt you.
Mhm.
So, what is the use of layer? Yeah, what is the use of layer? I think you are just telling it there are some layer when you
Yes,
pull the
actually,
command, just a hello world
use
you
of
can say.
layer,
So,
you know,
what is the use of?
uh, there is no use of layers. Means when we create a image, it create in a layers. Okay, so now if then I am going to create a Docker file, and then I will
Mhm.
build that Docker file. Then I will show you how it automatically create the layer. Means we don't create that layer. Actually, one command
Okay.
means one command is like a one layer in in an image. Okay, so when we are writing a Docker file and there are multiple commands, okay, so one command will become one layer.
Mhm.
So we have to write
Okay.
our image in a way that it is not going to copy the oldest layer. So that I will show you. So just give me 1 minute. Okay. I was just showing like there is you
Okay.
if
Sure.
you
Sure.
want
No issue.
what is there in the image that you can see from the history. Okay,
Okay.
history
Okay.
command.
Fine.
Yes. So yeah. So now we are going to create our own image. Okay. So let me. So what we have Docker image ls. So we have Nginx image already. So what we will do, we will create our own Nginx image. Okay, this is created by this is an official image. Okay, so now what we will do, we will delete this Nginx because means there should not be any confusion. Like we have that Nginx, so that is working. So just I am deleting that image. Okay. Oh. Mhm. So one container is running with that image. Okay, so first I have to stop that. Like this container is running. Okay, I have used Docker PS, so this container is running. And if I want to delete this containers, I cannot do that. So what I will do, Docker container. First I will stop this command. Also I will have just stopped, but I didn't show you. So just keep attention on this. So Docker container stop, and I can do delete that on the same line. This is a just, you can say it's a pro tip. Okay, so if I want to remove any running container, then what I will do, Docker container stop. So I will first stop, and in the same command I will use and then I will run Docker container remove and the same image, sorry, same container. Okay, so it will first stop and then it will remove. Okay, it is because this typo. So now I cannot show you, I have to remove this part. But if there is no typo, then it works very correctly. Okay, now I will run Docker container ls. There is no container now. Okay, everything is clean, no container. And I will delete the images as well. So if I want to delete all the images, okay, that the no container is reference with that image. So again I can do that with Docker image prune. Okay, I don't want to delete by one, so I can just use Docker image prune. Okay, now our system is clean. There is no container. Oh, oops. Are you sure want to continue? Image, I think there is a command system. Docker image ls. Okay, Docker image from. Okay, it will delete, I think, dangling image. So let me. There is no dangling image. Yes, ls hyphen a. Uh, Image from hyphen f. No. Docker ps. No. ps hyphen a. No. So here I think it should remove those files, means those images, but I am also confused now because it worked the same as our container is removing while using prune, so it also do the same thing, and it is also asking for the confirmation, but it is not reclaiming. I think I need to check once. Okay, right now what we can do is we can do remove one by one and then go ahead with the session. So Docker image rm nginx mysql hello world. Okay, so now there is no container. Okay, I am doing this to show you how to create our own image. Okay, so don't confuse like what I am doing right now. Just I want to show you that there is nothing on my system right now. Okay, so there is no container, no image. Okay, now we will create a Docker file, and what we will do.
Sarabjit,
Yes,
Sarabjit,
yes.
one question. Yeah, while pulling the image, container is not required, right?
Sorry,
But
can you
for
just
the
come
running
up
the
again?
when we are pulling the image, so for
Mhm.
that container is not required, right?
Yes, means if you are just pulling the image, then that is not required.
And while running the image, container is required, correct?
Mhm. Yes, no, container is required. No, means when you run every time you run a container, okay, using any image. Okay, understood.
Okay.
You are running a container
Hmm.
using a image. Okay, so
Okay.
container
Yeah.
is not something that you require or not require. You are running a container using a image. So image is a required
Image.
thing. Okay, so when you
Okay.
run
Yeah.
Docker run and then image name, it automatically pull
Hmm.
that image. And if you want to just pull that image and you don't want to run any container, you just want to pull that image on your system, then you have to use
Hmm.
Docker pull and then image name.
Pull. Yeah. Image. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I got it. Thank you.
So let's go to next thing and just go create one Docker file. So remember, you have to write Docker file. Okay, the file name should be Docker file. This is the mandatory thing, means you have to remember it. So when we are creating one file, one image. I have to name it as a Docker files. So to bit means recommendation is, I can say, first I will create a folder before creating a image, because you can easily understand like for what I have created this image. So let's we are what we are going to create is, we are going to create a image, Nginx image, our own Nginx image. Okay, earlier we have pulled it from the hub.docker.com, but now I will create our own image of Nginx. Okay, means the same thing the Nginx was doing, the official image, and same thing that the image will do whatever image we are going to create. So there is no difference. Okay, just it is created by us. Okay, it is not an official image. So I am going to create custom image. So you can write folder, create a folder with custom Nginx. Okay, and I will do all the things in that directory. So cd custom Nginx. Okay, now here I will create one Docker file. So please remember, it is a case sensitive, so d should be in caps, and name must be Docker file. Okay, so when you are writing a Docker file, name should be Docker file. So vi is a tool that we use in Linux to create a file. So vi Docker file. Okay, so are you able to see my screen, right? Let me put it in the center. Oh, okay. So to write, I have to first press I. Okay, it will go into the insert mode. Now you can see insert mode. So now I can type in the file. So first of all, what I will do, I have to take one uh, base image. Okay, I have to create one. I have to take one base image. Okay, so I have to create Nginx image. So what I will do, I will take a base image. So to take a base image, I have to write from, and from which image. So this is again a uh, official image. So Ubuntu colon bionic. So I want Ubuntu image from hub.docker.com, and tag is, or you can say version is bionic. Okay, so I am using this base image. Okay, on this base image, this is a Ubuntu operating system, you can say. Okay, so if you want to show, let me show you. Let's go to hub.docker.com. So whenever you are creating an image, you have to choose one base image. Okay, and just a simple thing, if you want to install a Nginx server, if you want to create a Nginx server, what you will do, first you will create a virtual machine. Okay, and then you will install Nginx on on the virtual machine. But here I am using a base image of Ubuntu. And you will say like, what is the difference between the virtual machine and again we are using the base image? So the base size of the base image, this Ubuntu base image, is 256 MB. Okay, so try to differentiate how much difference between that real ISO that you use to install virtual machine, and the contain this image has only 256 MB, and the real ISO image has about, right now if you are downloading with a GUI, then it is going to about 4 GB. Okay, So just compare, that is 256 MB of image. I am going to install Nginx on 26 256 MB of image, and other is if we are using a virtual machine, then I have to use that 4 GB of image, that will require about 1 GB of RAM. Okay, here is the difference. So why we are using container, not the virtual machine? Because virtual machine, if you want to run a Nginx server on virtual machine, it will take about 1 GB of RAM at least to run the Ubuntu. And then on top of that, I will install Nginx. But here I will use Ubuntu, that will going to do the same thing. And then on Ubuntu base image, I am going to install Nginx, and we will create our own image that we can give whatever name you want, but it should be a descriptive name. Okay, so from Ubuntu Bionic, so I am going to use this base image. Okay, so if you go to the tags, you will find that Bionic. Okay, here you will find Bionic. So just don't go to the detail, just I want to tell you that we have to use a uh, base image. Okay, so this is a base image, and then I can give a environment variable that we do in our uh, virtual machine. We can specify some virtual environment variable. So again, I am giving one variable. So this is Nginx version. So this is to, in future, for I can just reference this environment variable, so I don't have to type again and again, because it is a big name, 1.14.0 from 0 Ubuntu 1.6. So it depends upon you which Nginx version you want to install. So this is just it will assign this 1.14.0 Ubuntu 1.0 to this variable. Okay, so we can reference it later. Now I want to run apt get update. Okay, so because we are using Ubuntu, so I am just updating that Ubuntu operating system. Okay, so in real scenario, if you are using virtual machine, you install virtual machine, and then what you do, you run apt get update whenever you are installing a new virtual machine. First thing is update your system. So if I want to run that command, I have to use run apt get update, and then using and command, I can put two commands together: install -y curl. Curl is a simple utility that you can use to browse the page on Ubuntu or on any Linux system. Okay, so I want to install curl on this Ubuntu base image, and then again after installing that, I again, it is not compulsory that you update once more, but I have that Docker file. So I'm just, now I will install that Nginx on this server. Okay, so this command will install Nginx on my this Ubuntu image. Okay, so Nginx equal, and then the version. Okay, so now I can reference this environment variable. Okay, so let me type it instead of copy. So Nginx underscore. Okay, so now I am referencing this environment variable over here. So it will install 1.14 by Ubuntu on this image. Okay, so it will install Nginx application on this Ubuntu. And then what we will do, now we will run the command. Okay, so what we will run is nginx this is a command to run the nginx daemon in background. So g4 I think to run it continuously I have to daemon off command. So this daemon is not going to stop, it will continuously run because we have, this is a web server means nginx, so I don't want to stop it. So this is a command to run the nginx, this is the daemon, and this is the it will run in background, and this is a daemon off means it will run continuously, it is not going to stop. Okay, so what we have done, we are first when we will build this image, this is a docker file, and by using this docker file we are going to build a image, so that will be our own image. Okay, so what it will do, when we will build the image, it will first download this Ubuntu Bionic image on my system, and then it will assign this thing, this version to this nginx version variable, and then it will update that Ubuntu image. Okay, and then it will install that nginx version, this nginx on Ubuntu, and then it will run this command. So this, the container, when you will create a container using this image, your container is not going to exit, because in yesterday lessons you can see our hello world image was just running and then stopped automatically. Okay, because there was no such command that is going to run continuously, so that was the reason it was exiting automatically, because it was designed to exit. Okay, when there is no such command that is going to run continuously. If I just remove this daemon off, and again it will, what will happen, it will just run once and it will stop. Okay, so I want to run this daemon, nginx daemon continuously, so I have to use this daemon of flag. So let me exit from this file. So to save it, it is colon wq, w will save the file, and q for exit. So now if I run ls, we have a docker file, right? I have this docker file over here, and just last time I will show you, I don't have any image. Okay, there is no image. If I use hyphen a, there is no image. Okay, so now what we will do, we will create our own image. Okay, so what is the command? Docker build. What we are going to build is a image, so hyphen t for tag, and then the image of my sorry, name of my image. So I can give any name, but I will stick with custom nginx because I have created this folder containing custom nginx. Okay, so docker build, I can specify the tag as well over here. I can give the tag, if I write v1, so it will become custom nginx colon v1. Okay, right now I am not giving anything. So docker build hyphen t custom nginx. Okay, let's go ahead and hit enter. Oh, what happened? Oh, requires one argument. Build an image from a docker file. Oh, hmm. Main thing. Now what I have done is docker build and then the name, but I have not given the name. You can see here, build an image from a docker file, and I have not specifying like where is my Docker file. Okay, so that's why you have to use this name Docker file. So we have that Docker file, so I have to give that path. So right now that is in the current directory. So if it is in the current directory, then I have to use dot. So let me show you once again. So we have Docker file in current directory. So what I will do, I will give it a like it is in the current directory. If it is not in the current directory, then I will give the full path of the Docker file. Okay, so it is in the current directory, so I have to use dot. So by this error you can easily understand, like it is showing build an image from a Docker file. Then I realized that I have not provided that. Okay, so if now just go ahead and hit enter. So you can see this is the thing that I was talking about, the layers. Okay, so first thing, it downloaded, that means pulled that image, that Ubuntu image. Okay, and then doing all the things. First it will update that Ubuntu image. Okay, and then it will just run that. Right now it is running that command run, sorry, apt get hyphen app hyphen get update. Okay, and then it will install. Here you can see it is starting curl. So it has installed curl, and then it will install Nginx. Wait for just 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so congratulations, you have created your own image. Okay, so now you can see this one, removing intermediate container. So what it has created some container. Okay, so what happened when I have built that image? So when we have built that image, it has uh, downloaded that Ubuntu. Okay, let me open that Docker file, and then we will discuss further. Okay, so what happened, it has downloaded this Ubuntu Bionic. Okay, let me scroll up if I can. Yes. Okay, so let me go to the top, and we will discuss what is going to happen when we run that build command. Okay, so let's go to the top. Yeah, okay, so we are over here. So first thing, what happened, Docker build hyphen t custom nginx. Okay, sending build context to Docker daemon. Okay, and it was written from Ubuntu Bionic. So first it will pull that Ubuntu image to the system. Is it pulled that locally? Okay, and it's showing downloaded, and then it set this environment variable to this. Okay, and then how it will set this environment variable? To do that, it has to create an intermediary container. So it downloaded this Ubuntu, and then it just create one container using that Ubuntu. Because in first session I have said, like, container is a writable image. Okay, so to set this environment variable, Docker have to run that container. Means to run, daemon has to run this Ubuntu image as a container, and then only it can set this variable environment variable to this 1.14. Okay, and then it is saying removing intermediate container. So just it run that container and set this variable to this 1.14. Okay, and then it run that again it run that container, and then run this command. Okay, so running in C. So what is this? This is a that intermediate container. Okay, running in CEC6. Okay, so it has started once again. Okay, and then run this command apt-get update. Okay, and then once it is updated, then it will again remove that intermediate container, and again it will go to the step 4. So it is whatever the written in the new line, it is a step. So now it is on the fourth step, and again it is up- updating that, and here you can see removing intermediate container. So if it is FDE30C. Okay, so you can see C62E8. Let me just confirm once. So you can see here running in F234D. Okay, so this is the container that is created. Okay, and then you can see removing intermediate container. You can see the same ID. So it has created this and set this environment variable, and then remove that container. Okay, and again you can see here running in C62E8. Okay, so it again created one intermediate container, and then doing the things in that, and then again in the last here you can see removing intermediate container, and the container name is same. Okay, and again what happened, it create one new image with that container. Okay, so it I will show you those things in later lesson, how we can create a like a template where we work. If you have worked in a virtual machine environment, you know about the template. Okay, so it is just creating one template with this. Okay, this is the image name. Okay, this is also intermediate image, and again it is running that image over here and do running this command. Okay, and after that it is removing that intermediate container, and again before removing it, just export that container. Okay, so there is a command, so those commands run in the background. So those things we will learn later. So just understand what is going on. It is just doing creating one container, and then the whatever it is written in the Docker file, it is doing that thing and then removing that container, and again it is creating that. Okay, so now at the end successfully built 111A81. So here you can see this is this name, and this ID and this ID is same. So I can let's see the image. So if I run docker image ls, now you can see custom nginx and the image ID is. So now you can understand. Okay, so this is the image that is getting created intermediary. Okay, so these images are intermediate image that is creating, means it is creating as a template, and then using this image it is running this container and running this command. Okay, and again it is, once it is done, then it is again exporting that uh, container. Okay, and then building a image. Okay, so because of that this ID and this ID is same, and this image is downloaded as a part of build image. because I have given that this is our base image. So we have given this Ubuntu Bionic image as a reference image in Docker file. Because of that it is downloaded, so it was on the top. So uh, before go ahead, just uh, let me know, have you got the point that I want to show you, like how the uh, Docker file is building the image. So if you have a little bit of confusion, just ask the question, okay? Because here I want to try to understand each and everything, okay? I'm not just giving you the webinar and just okay, I have told you and I don't care about, because I have care about you should learn. So just let me know if you have any question. Then I will go ahead and create a container using this image. Okay. So guys, have any question? Okay. So I think I am explaining correctly or in a good manner. Okay. That's it. I was just joking. Okay. So now we have created this custom Nginx image, and just check. This Ubuntu Bionic has size of 64 MB, and this custom image has 163 MB. Okay, so just image yourself as a developer. I have developed this image. Okay, so I have developed this image, and now you can see I can say like it, this image will run anywhere. So because of that, in the first PPT I have shown that run uh, any app, run any app anywhere. Okay, shape, build and run any app anywhere. So because the dependency of this Ubuntu, I have already put that in this image. So I don't care the host has that Ubuntu thing or not, any dependency is there or not. I don't care because I have those things. Means I have all the tools to troubleshoot. Okay, got it? Like if you are a laptop engineer, so you have all the tools that is going to use it to fix the problem. So you don't have to depend. Like, if you are a simple, some little bit thing and you have some one or two tools, then you have to depend. You just go ask to your neighbor and borrow that thing. I don't have this tool, please give me. So here that is the not the case. Okay, it has all the necessary tool that is used by this Nginx. So I hope you this concept is clear. So now we will run this image as a container. Okay, so can someone tell me what is the command to run a container? Docker. Then,
Run.
hey guys, can anyone tell
Hello. Yeah, Docker
what
run
is
and
the?
then this. Hello. Yes, Rabjit. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, sorry, extremely sorry. I think I have muted because that notification. I'm really sorry, you guys. So
Yeah, yeah,
first thing,
yeah.
I want
Docker.
to let me.
Hello.
Yes, yes. So just if you have any questions, just let me know.
Docker run.
Okay. Yes. So just first thing I want to know, like you have understood the earlier thing that I have explained about the building the image, because I have on muted means I have just mute my speaker, so I didn't get your voice. So I thought you are not asking any question. Extremely sorry for that. So first thing I want to know, you have understood what I was explained about the building image. So there is no question, right? Okay, go ahead, Rakesh. So Docker run and then
It's a Docker run and then image name.
yeah. So I
Hello.
have to run it in the background. Yes.
Yeah, so you want to run in the background,
Um,
so command is docker run hyphen d
Yeah. Correct.
and then hyphen name.
Yes.
You can specify any name of the container.
Okay. So my first first custom image. Okay. And then
And then image name.
okay. So image name is custom Nginx. Okay. So I have to
Nginx.
put that
Yeah.
Nginx. Okay. So before that, I want to expose the port as well. Okay. So to do that, hyphen
Okay.
p,
IP
and
and then
because I want to show you that we have a running Nginx server. Okay. So this is 8080 colon 80. And you will think like we have not exposed any port in the Docker file. Okay, but by default when we are installing Nginx, that port 80 is automatically exposed. Okay. Okay, so
okay.
now we have a name of the image, so that is custom underscore Nginx. Okay. So this container will run using our custom image. So this time it is not going to pull the image from hub.docker.com because we have this image locally, and actually we have created it. Okay, so hit enter. Oh, might be the name of the container is missing. Sorry, image might be different. Let me check. So custom, okay, hyphen. There is a hyphen instead of underscore. So here it is hyphen, not underscore. Okay, so you can see now it doesn't think unable to find image locally. Okay, it just run this container. Okay, so just clear your thought about container and image. Okay, container you run and image you just pull. You run a container using a image. So just keep in mind this line. You run a container using a image. Okay. So now we have a running Nginx server. Okay. So now you can see this container doesn't exit automatically. Okay, it is still running because we have this command daemon off over here. Okay, so it will not stop automatically. Once I will if I will stop it, then it will stop it. Okay, so let's go and browse this new Nginx. I think recording is on, right? Yes. So what is the public IP of this server? This is the public IP. Go to the browser and then give port 8080. Yeah. So now everyone understood how we have created a new image. So in real scenario, this is going to happen. Okay. So your company will create your own application, and what they will do, they will create a Docker file. Okay, so they will create a Docker file, and if they have to install any dependency, first they have to choose any base image. Okay, so if they choose a base image as a Ubuntu, so if they want to install that something on Ubuntu, so first they have to use a base image and then any variable if they want to specify, and then if they want to run any command, and then
Abjit,
if they, yes,
hello, hello,
yes,
hello,
yes, yes,
Sarabjit,
yes. Are
Sarabjit.
you, yeah, are you able to hear my voice?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, go ahead. Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead.
Sarabjit. So,
Hmm.
can you saying from Batu by yeah, first line you are just from Batu, but can you change the yeah? Can you give another name like something is or
Yes, yes, you
it
can.
will be run or it's if
You can give any image, means it depends upon you, okay? Which image you want to use, okay? There might be a CentOS image, okay? Yeah, there should be. So if I run CentOS, okay, so we have a CentOS image, and I want to create a means I want to install Nginx on CentOS. So just I have to remove uh, this thing, okay, Ubuntu Bionic, and I have to give the name of this image, okay. So I think this image has name CentOS, and by default it will take latest, and if you want to change 7.6 or some other version, then you can just give colon and then the version name, okay. And this thing will change because you are running CentOS, so you have, instead of apt-get, you have to use yum, okay. That is the utility of to install anything, means any application or something. So if you want to show, if you want me to show that thing, I will show you, but before that, let me complete the second Docker file. I will create one more file, and right now we have this welcome to Nginx page, okay. So in real scenario we have our own application, so I want to change the data of this uh, Nginx default file, okay. So I will put my own file over here, and then you will understood like in real scenario how will we will create our own application and how we will develop that, okay. So have you got your answer?
Yes, sir. Please share a few more examples so we can understand easily.
Okay, so this thing is complete, means we don't have much on this Docker file. So now just now you can see we can browse this, that container, okay. So if I just stop that container, let me stop that container, okay. Now container is stopped. So if I just refresh this page, you can see. So now I have proved that it was running in a container, okay, not on my system. So if I again start this container, okay, it is started. And if I just refresh this page, you will again see the Nginx page. So what we are going to do next, okay. So next I am going to change this file welcome to Nginx, that is a default file, page from Nginx. So I want to give my HTML file on this location. So how I will do that, okay, that is the question. One thing I can do is uh, that I will show you when I will working on storage and volume. But right now, if I want to give that data in the image itself, okay, means I want to create an image with that HTML files that I have. Okay, so how I will build that image? Please mute yourself. Okay, so now I will make some changes to the Docker file and I will create a new image. Got it? So just I am going to edit the same file. So this time what we will do is we will use CentOS. Okay, as you said that can we change that uh, mm, base image. So let me show you with that with the CentOS. Okay, so before updating this Docker file, I think I need to create a HTML file that I want to key copy on this image. So what I will do, first I will create one HTML file. Okay, so let me copy some. Okay, vi index.html. This is a new file that I have created, and just I will take some data from the Google. So w3 school. I just don't want to type the whole thing, so just let me copy this from here. So this is our index.html file. Okay, I think this is, there should be doc. Okay, explanatory and then doc. Okay, so this is a simple HTML file. I will change this page title, so I can say I will write Docker training session. Okay, and then let me delete it, and I will write here second day of session, and here I will write learning
Uh,
Docker file.
Sarabjit,
Yes, yes,
Sarabjit, hello,
yes.
hello, Sarabjit.
Yeah, go ahead, Rakesh.
Can you please go back? Can you please go back once again? Yeah, can you please go back once again because my net is not working what that time. So can you please go back
Yes,
once again and then
yes. So I am here. I am just creating one index.html file. Okay, I haven't do anything, so I have just created
okay, okay, okay,
index.html
okay,
file, and I have copied
okay.
this data in that and replaced this thing Docker training session and these things. Okay, so now I have a index.html file. Okay, now I will edit that Docker file,
Mhm.
and I will copy that index.html file in the image. Okay, so today I will show you that how I will copy that image or I will copy that index.html to the image itself. Okay, and in the next coming lesson I will show you without copying that index.html file how we can run that our own application, because right now I have to make a image with that those files. Okay, but in real scenario the files on somewhere else. Okay, that is not in the uh, that image. Okay, so how we will do that? So that thing I will show you on when we will learn storage and Docker. Okay, storage and volumes. So just go ahead and change it to CentOS as per the request. Okay, so I have to made some changes. CentOS. Okay, so just let me confirm from the hub.docker.com, because it is not that I will write a wrong name and then. Okay, so CentOS is a correct name. So it will by default take latest one, and Nginx version will keep the same. And here, to while running apt-get, instead of that I have to use yum. So it should be yum, and again, oh, here I have to write yum, and then uh, yum, yum. Okay, now, so what I will do first, if I want to change the working directory, so these are the this from env run, these are called Docker directives. Okay, so this is a simple thing you have, you can remember. So these called Dockerfile directives. Okay, there are multiple directives. I will actually, I have completed the PDF for yesterday lesson, and I will create for today, and then I will share it about tomorrow in the evening. Okay, so these things I will share, and about what are the relevant documents, so you can, if you want to go more or you learn more about the Docker file, then you can use that, you can reference that document. Okay, so I want to change the working directory. By default it was it is in the root, right? So I want to change it to the working directory to where. So I am changing this working directory in the image, means while creating a image it will change the directory to where slash www slash html slash. So right now currently we have working directory is where slash www slash html. Okay, and now I will add my index.html file to the current directory. Okay, so it will add this index that is in our current directory, means on my host, and it will add this to this working location. Okay, so it will change this working directory to html in this image. Okay, not on our host. Okay, and then it will add this host file. This file is on my host, means on my node. Okay, so it will add this index.html to this working directory in the image. Okay, and then again we can, if you by default port 80 is already exposed, but if you want to expose any different port, then you can give that name expose 80. So I am doing the same thing. Okay, and so we have done this. Okay, so now what will happen, it is again going to do the same thing, but it will replace the uh, current file that is there in the container, that is this welcome page. It will replace that, and it will run this our new file that we have just created. Okay, so let's create a new image. Okay, so what is the command? Command is docker build hyphen t for tag and then the name. So I will write Nginx, or instead I will write CentOS Nginx. Okay, and then where is the Docker file? So Docker file is in our current directory. So dot and hit enter. Okay, now you can see now it is downloading CentOS image. Okay, and then it will set the environment variable to this. Now yum update is running. Okay, oh, is it okay? Operation aborted. The command non-zero code 1. So what was the command? Yum update, yum install. Okay, let me if there is some issue with that command, you can do one thing. You can just run yum update on your current, so you can just check like there is a issue with the command or something. So if I run that command locally, means on my system, so let's see what is the output. Okay, so you need to be a root to perform this command. Okay, oh, so it should be, that is the I think issue with that. Oh, sudo yum update yum install hyphen y curl password. Let's see. Wrong password again. Okay, it's working here. Okay, so I think we might need to update the Docker file. But from CentOS yum update, so we can try with oh sudo yum update. Okay, let's try once more time. Sudo command not found. So what I will do, I will just actually this curl is not required, so let me just remove it and then see. Let's see what happened. Oh, I got it. I think what is the issue? I think we have specified this version Ubuntu. Okay, and we are installing on CentOS. So this might be the issue. Okay, so we can do one thing. We can go with the, just let me search for Nginx. Oh, we can do one thing. Nginx on CentOS. So just I am checking the version of CentOS because we have written Ubuntu, so that is the problem. And again, you can see these things happen. So to add the CentOS repository, we need to add this repository. So I think it should be there, and then install Nginx. Okay, and then you can see Nginx does not start on its own. Okay, so we have to run this command as well. So those things, you have to remember, means first you have to understand what is required to run on the different host. Okay, so if I am using a base image of CentOS, then I have to at least understand how to install Nginx on CentOS. Okay, because I have to give those commands in the Docker file to install Nginx on CentOS, right? So what I will do, I will just remove that environment variable right now. Okay, why I am removing it? Because version is I means I don't know the version of Nginx on CentOS. Okay, if you know that, you can give that Nginx on that, or you can just give that environment variable. But if you don't know, then you can. I have to show you that we can use any environment variable. Okay, as we do in our day-to-day Linux system. If it doesn't work today, then I will do, I will check how to install CentOS, Nginx on CentOS. Then I will show you this thing on the next session. Okay, so let's give it a try. Okay, pull access denied for cent. Oh, what is by mistake I have removed that S from CentOS. Okay, let me check once. From CentOS, run yum update and yum install by work directory is this expose 80. Okay, actually it is not installing the update. Dependency resolved, installing dependency.
I think there is a issue with the repository.
Yes, and I think we need to give hyphen by over here as well, because it is asking for, is this okay? right?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Because of that,
Right.
it might be the issue. Let's see. Yes, that was the issue, I think. Because
Mm,
these things you have to understand, like which version you are using. Like I was using CentOS base image, then the command is yum update, and then I have to give the hyphen y. But in uh, Ubuntu, if you are updating the server, then you don't have to give that hyphen y. So that thing depends
mm,
upon the Linux distribution. Okay.
yeah.
I hope it will work fine, but I'm not sure because I have changed the first time CentOS. Okay, so it has created the new image, that is CentOS underscore Nginx. So let's check it. And I am very excited to see my new page. Okay, so we have CentOS Nginx. Okay, and first thing I should do is, I think we need to stop the earlier earlier container. Okay, let's give it a try, then we can also learn what happened. So we have already one container that is running on port 80. Okay, so what will happen if I have exposed port 80 on the new image? So what will happen, it there is a conflict. So when I will go with the port 8080, it will think where I should go. So what I will do, I will create, means I will run a new container with different port. Okay, so let's see, Docker run, and then I want to run it in a detach mode. Name is second container custom, and then expose the port 8081 to port 80. Okay, and then the our new, so what was the name of the image? Oh, I forgot. Oh, let me see first. No, what was the name? Okay, it was CentOS underscore. Let me copy this, copy paste. Okay, so name is CentOS underscore Nginx. Okay. Oh, so our new container is also running, and it is running on port 8081. So let's see what happen if I just replace this 8080 to 8081. Hey man, oh, so we have did a good job, but you know it might be the issue with the working directory. Okay, so we have put that index file to into the slash var slash html. So I have to check on CentOS what is the location of that image. Okay, so I think we are good, but I want to show you that page. So for that I will create a new image, and because if I go to troubleshoot this then it will take some time. So just I have to check the location of the file where I have to put it. So what I will do, I will just edit that Docker file one more time, and just I will show it with the help of Ubuntu itself. Okay, because this is the last thing that we have to do, and we are also have only 15 minutes. So let's go with the Ubuntu Bionic, and don't worry, I will show that thing in the next session. Okay, so if I don't want to update this is not needed, so let me delete it. Okay, and then Nginx. So let me give the environment variable, and if I don't want to give the environment variable, I can do one thing. I can just give that detail over here as well. Nginx equal, it was 1.14.0 dash 0 Ubuntu 1.2. Okay, and then everything looks good.
You
Okay,
have to edit em update also.
yes, thanks. Let me save it, then I will once again I will update. So first I want to check. Okay, I have index.html. Okay, good. So I have to update this yum update. Instead of yum, I have to give apt-get, apt-get apt-get. Okay, so now it's look good. Oh, okay. So again, we are going to build one new image. So I'm just scrolling up, and I will just give it one Ubuntu Nginx, Ubuntu Nginx, enter. So actually these are the layers, step 1, step 2, step 3, these are the layers. Okay, so when I will show you, if you check the history of this new image, what happened? There might be a typo. That's why we use environment variable. So if we have to reference it more than one time, then there should not be any issue with the typo. So it was 1.14.0 hyphen Ubuntu 1.2. It is correct. Let me remove it. Let's see what happens. I am doing these things because we are running out of time, and I have to show that thing. Okay. Okay, so it has added that file index.html. So let's see Docker image ls. So we have a new one to Nginx, that is also tag is latest because we have not given any tag, so it is latest by default. And just let me show you, if you want to give any tag, you have to just give -t, and then I think v1 version 1. Nope, I think it is not like that. It is the same way we create means we run a image. So over here I have to give v1. Okay, so now you can see it is created how fast. Okay, because this is the good thing about Docker, it is using the cache. Okay, you can see using cache. Okay, so if you are just creating any new image with the same thing, so it is store as an image, so it will use the earlier image and then it will create a new image, so it will be very fast. So now if I go check for the images, then you have two image with the same name, one is latest, other is v1. Okay, so command is very easy, means we are using this command earlier as well. Okay, so what we will do now, we will run our new container. Okay, and what I will do, okay, so just docker run -d and then name, and I will say to ubuntu nginx server, and then port I want 80, what I should use, 8082, I am not sure it will work or not. So 8082 80, and then ubuntu, because I haven't played much with the ports. Ubuntu underscore nginx, nginx. Okay, so it is running. Yes, it is running, and on port 8082. So let's where is that page? Okay, here. So let me, oh my goodness, hey, you can see. So now the tag is Docker training session, second day of session, and learning Dockerfile. This is the data we have in our index.html file. So no, you can see Docker training session, second day, and learning. Okay, so now you have a good knowledge about images, means how we create a new image using the Docker file. Okay, so earlier why it was not working for 8081, because the, I said it might be the location that I have copied that image, might be it was not there. Okay, so I am not aware about the CentOS. Okay, so what is the working directory of that CentOS? Okay, it might be some different directory. So if you have, okay, we have 8 minutes, so let me check working directory of Nginx on CentOS. So now you can see web file is under users share Nginx HTML. So this is the region our file was not there. So if you want me, I have done one mistake. I should create a new file, instead of I should rename that old file, so it was good. But now I have to edit that old file. Okay, just edit that and it will create the image very fast. So what I have to do, I have to change this Ubuntu to CentOS, and then here you have to write CentOS. Yum update, and here I have to write yum update and working directory. This is I have to change. The working directory for that is let me copy it. User slash var. Let me confirm. Let me go to this. There is a confusion. I'm not sure. I have to put it in the where www or somewhere else. Okay, so default Nginx server root directory is usr share Nginx. Okay, so let's give it a try and let's see what happened. So where is comes HTML? Document root directory which contains web file and then HTML. Okay, so I think we are good, and let's create a new image again. And this time what I will do, I will replace Ubuntu to CentOS. Okay, and since I have given a tag as well, so it will not update the earlier one. So let's hit enter. Again, we have missed one thing. Hmm. So now you have one question like in earlier when I have updated the version Ubuntu underscore Nginx, at that time it was very quick, but this time we have again just given that we have the image name is same, but we have given a tag that is v1. But the difference is in the last time we have not updated the Docker file. Okay, so it had checked like the Docker file has not been updated when the last build was there. Okay, so because of that it has uses the cache, but the when I have updated the Docker file, so whenever you will update a Docker file, it will again go through the same thing, means it will go one by one. But if you like, this time if I change this tag to v2, this time I have not updated the Docker file, so it is not going to build from the scratch. Okay, because Docker file is not updated. So if you may make a single change in your Docker file, it is going to build from the scratch and it will do one same thing. However, it is the same thing, but it will going to do the that update and all the things. But if you have not updated the Docker file, you are just changing the version of this image, then it will use the cache. So if I use v2, now you can see. Okay, so I have not updated the Docker file, hence it is using the cache. If you make a single change in Docker file, it will create the image from the scratch. Okay, now let's run. Where is, I think I need to type it once again. Okay, so Docker run -d and name sent os updated, and then the port is 8085 colon port 80, and the name is sent os underscore nginx version 1. Okay, oh, it's what, okay. So let's see what is the result of our efforts. So I have exposed port, where it is, port 8085. Yes, so now you can see. So what was the region? Because I don't have the idea about the working directory of that uh, uh, Nginx on CentOS. Okay, so that was the mistake earlier. So now I will just wrap up the session. So there is nothing much in Now in images. Okay, so images, I have already shown you how to remove the image, okay, and how to list image, and how to prune, how to remove the image that is not being used. And one thing I just want to give you, that if you want to check detail of anything, means any container, image, volumes, then we have one command that is called inspect. So if I want to inspect a container, I have to write docker image container inspect. I want to inspect image, then I will write docker image inspect and then the name. So I want to inspect CentOS Nginx. So it will give you a detail about that image. Okay. So here it will see, you can see the ID, then the repo tag, that is CentOS Nginx latest. Okay. And then host name, and then what is the command that is running, and it will show you the volumes. So we have, this image has working directory to www.html, so it is the earlier image, the first image on CentOS image. Okay, so now you can, so this is inspect is mostly for troubleshooting. So now if your image is not working, means when you are creating a container using that image, and your image container is not working as per your expectation, then you can inspect this file what is there in the image. Okay, if you don't have that docker file, else you can find those details in the docker file as well. But if you don't, if you have the just a image, then you can inspect that image, and you can I have not given any entry point, so these are entry point is also directives of docker file. We can give the labels. Okay, so those things, some I will explain in the later lesson. So just continue this session, and I hope you are getting some knowledge from these sessions. So today I will just wrap up over here, and I hope you will go to katacoda.com and you learn commands. At least you can practice the command. Okay, and I will tell you the reason of that command, means I will explain those commands if you are not able to understand. So you can at least ask in the WhatsApp group as well if you not able to understand any command. Okay, so those things you can do it over there. So today I will end up my session over here. So have you guys any question before we wrap up? So are you guys with me?
Yeah, Sarabjit.
Okay, so now we can wrap up the session today. So do you have any question? Okay, so I hope you have got some knowledge about Docker, more about the Docker files. So we will meet on the next weekend on this, at the same time, 3 to 5 p.m. Okay, so you can just hang up now if you don't have any question.
Thanks, Sarabjit.
Yeah, thanks as well. You're welcome. So I am stopping this.